Hi, I'm Ash Thomas. I'm the Talent and Organisational Development Manager at the British Heart Foundation. I think the key differences for recruiting in the charity sector are that, number one, the charity sector has a really great purpose. So I think we appeal to millennials who want a career which is connected to something more than profit. So I think the sector appeals to people where there's a marriage really of profit and purpose. So for instance, at the British Heart Foundation, we raise money to spend on life-saving research, and that really appeals to people. I'd say the second thing is we can't always compete. In terms of brand power in the graduate market, we can't always compete with the sort of traditional big names and I suppose the traditional career paths that are associated with graduates. So I suppose what's really different for us is we've had to harness more than just our own brand. So we work very closely in partnership with Macmillan Cancer Support, and we've created the Grad Unique programme, which sort of straddles across both organisations. And because we've got two brands working on behalf of us and actually on behalf of the sector, we're starting to see a real traction and penetration in the grad market. So, do I think the apprenticeship and graduate markets will merge? I think we're already seeing signs that that's happening. For instance, at the BHF, we are looking to grow our portfolio of graduate programmes, particularly around finance and accounting, and also within fundraising. And the intention there is actually to use the apprenticeship frameworks as a way of attracting and developing people on a structured programme. So, particularly for our sector, resources are obviously paramount. We need to use them as effectively as possible. And it's a way for us to make sure that we can provide really professional support underneath the great pastoral care and the great development that we can offer and the purpose in a career that we can offer within the charity sector. So, what are we looking for in terms of talent? Well, we do a combination of things. So we still use psychometric profiles. So we do ability testing as part of the kind of essential criteria that we use to make sure that we're selecting people with a good brain. So the charity sector needs people with good, creative, fast-thinking brains. But I think more than that, for us, what we really look for is some kind of degree of genuineness, authenticity, some form of real clear purpose about why the individuals want to come and work in our sector in particular. And I think we are relatively flexible at BHF and Macmillan in thinking more broadly about, well, what does talent mean? We try to challenge the idea because we have a sector which predominantly is white, middle class, well educated. We want to look for just little points of difference when we look at CVs or when we're looking at video interviews. We're trying to tap into the thing that might not be so obvious, but it's really personal to that individual and reflects what they were capable of achieving in their given circumstances. So psychometric testing, we don't use personality profiles as part of our selection process, but we do use ability tests. So whether that's previously we've used Watson Glaser, we've used SHL and Talent Cube, particularly in our in the Grad Unique programme that we share with Macmillan. We use that in two ways. One is a sort of big sift initially to help us identify our long list and short list, but we don't use psychometrics as a deal breaker. So where people might show different dimensions of talent in their own particular way, we don't tend to use psychometrics as a tiebreaker situation. It's very much just part of a rounded discussion and a rounded reflection on, well, who do we think this person is and what do we think they might be capable of? So yes, we use it, but it's never the thing that sort of decide whether somebody ultimately can fulfil a role in either of our organisations. So yeah, so our partnership with Macmillan rests on having shared purpose, shared values, and Also, needing to use great talent for the same thing, which is to improve and save lives. So that might be different for organisations in the commercial sector, but I think the same principles apply. I think that whether it's through your supply chain or whether it's a client partner that you might work with, it's almost looking for the sweet spot. It's the Venn diagram of what you're both trying to do. So what's the problem that a partnership can help you solve? And I think that probably supports any organisation in any sector. If there's the right question that a partnership can help you solve, it's just trying to find the right partner.